Dear friends, English literature, Introduction to Drama, Riders to the Sea by John Millington Synge, Short Questions with Answers. Short questions 23 to 33. Question 23. What is setting? Answer. Setting is the time and place in which the action of a literary work takes place. It is the physical and sometimes spiritual background of a literary work. It is important in establishing the mood or atmosphere of a piece of work. Suitable scenery, costume, and props helps the audience to recognize the setting of a play. Thus, setting functions as a dominant influence on the lives of characters. Question 24. What is the setting of Riders to the Sea? Answer. The action of Riders to the Sea takes place in the Aran Islands, where Synge went in 1897 and lived among the peasant sand fishermen. The Aran Islands are a group of islands. They are Inchmore, Inishman, and Inisher. The land was barren and stony. There could be grown no crop except rye. There were no trees to provide the islanders with timber, boards, or fuel. They brought boards for coffins from the mainland and used cow dung as fuel. Their conveyances were primitive. There were no motor vehicles, so they rode on horses without the use of reins or saddles. The islanders were superstitious. Though they were Christians, they believed in pagan superstitions. Moria, the protagonist of the Riders to the Sea, believes in superstitious dread about the ominous sign of the moon rising with a star which presages a storm. She sees the ghost of Michael pursuing Berkeley and accepts it as the approaching doom of Berkeley. The islanders collected holy water in the dark nights after Samhain and sprinkled it over the dead body to keep away death from the family. In such superstitious belief and desolate land, the action of Riders to the Sea takes place. Question 25. What is symbol? Answer. A symbol is something that stands for something else. It is something that represents something else by analogy or association. It is usually something concrete, such as an object, a place, a character, or an action that suggests something abstract. Symbol can be of two types, universal and private. For example, the peacock is a universal symbol of pride, while the great white whale in Melville's Moby Dick is a private symbol of a grand god. Question 26. Describe the symbolical significance of number 9 in Riders to the Sea. Answer. Riders to the Sea teems with symbols. The use of number 9 is symbolically significant in the play. The number 9 occurs time and again in the play. Michael was missing for 9 days and Maria has been lamenting for her lost son for 9 days. There are 9 women who come to take part in kinning, as Maria says that she saw 2 women and 3 women and 4 women coming in. This adds up to 9. The number 9 is also mentioned by Berkeley when he says that he will come back in 2 days or 3 days or maybe in 4 days if the wind is bad. Again, Maria lost 8 male members of her family and the 9th death will be her own. The number 9 is a triple trinity and so it is a perfect number. It serves to evoke an atmosphere of mystery and terror in Riders to the Sea. Question 27. What are the dramatic unities? Answer. Dramatic unities are the principles of dramatic structure relating to time, place, and action. Unity of action. The plot of a play should be the imitation of a single action with no subplots. Unity of time. The action of a play should be restricted to a day or slightly more and should correspond as closely as possible to the time required to perform the play. Unity of place. The action of a play should be confined to a single place or city. Question 28. Comment on the use of dramatic unities in Riders to the Sea. Answer. The three dramatic unities have been observed in Riders to the Sea. The play imitates the single action, the tragedy in the life of Maria. There are no subplots or unnecessary episodes or characters in the play. It is also observed the unity of time. The events in Riders to the Sea take place in about an hour, and it is the time needed for his performance on the stage. In the play, there is also the perfect unity of place. The events in the play take place in the kitchen of Maria's cottage. There is no change of scenes from one place to another. Thus, in the play, the three dramatic unities have been scrupulously observed. Question 29. Why did Berkeley decide to go to the Galloway Fair? Answer. Berkeley is the sixth and the last surviving son of Maria. His immediate elder brother, Michael, was drowned in the sea 9 days ago. So he is the only surviving male member of the family and the only earning member of the family. It is his duty to earn money, so he decides to go to the Galloway and the only earning member of the family. It is his duty to earn money. So he decides to go to the Galloway Fair to earn money by selling two horses, his red mare and Michael's grey pony. He learns that Galloway Fair would be a good one and he would be able to sell horses at satisfying prices. Besides, there is only one boat going for 2 weeks or more. He is conscious of his responsibility, as he says his heart set will be from this day with no one but one man to work. If he does not go to the fair, his family will starve. Thus, his decision to go to the Galloway Fair is a typical action of the young man of Aran Islands to save the family from starvation. Question 30. What was Maria's reaction to Berkeley's decision? Answer. When Maria learns about Berkeley's decision, she reacts terribly, as is her last surviving son, as she cannot let him go to sea. She hopes that the young priest will prevent him from going to the sea, but the priest will prevent him from going to the sea. But the priest does not prevent Berkeley because he thinks that Almighty God will not leave her sonless as she says prayers half the night. Then she appears to Berkeley not to go because she sees a star up against the moon, which presages a storm. But he does not yield to her entreaties. When he departs, she cannot bless him and cries out that she will never see him come home again. Her heart becomes uneasy because she has not blessed him. She goes to the spring well to bless him and give him his bread. But in her anxiety, fear, and agony, she sees the ghost of Michael on a grey pony pursuing Berkeley on the red mare. She is completely broken down by this hallucination because of her superstitious belief that the dead pursuing the living forebodes the death of the living. Thus, she reacts so terribly to Berkeley's decision that she prophecies the death of her son. Question 31. Why was Maria sent to the spring well? Answer. Bartley, the last surviving son of Maria, decides to go to the Galway fair to sell two horses in order to earn money for the survival of the family. Kathleen baked bread for him, but Maria wants Bartley to postpone his journey because she has seen the ominous sight of a star rising close by the moon, which presages a storm. Bartley pays no heed to his mother's entreaties, and when he departs, she cries out in agony, and she will not see him come home again. Kathleen rebukes Maria for her unlucky words. Maria forgets to bless Bartley on the eve of his departure. Then it was discovered that Bartley was not given the bread baked for him, and he had eaten nothing since the morning. He would reach Connemara at night. He therefore would suffer a lot from hunger during the journey. Kathleen blames her mother's careless talking for forgetting to give Bartley his bread. So Maria was sent to the spring well to meet Bartley and give him his bread and bless him. Question 32. What did she see there? Answer. Bartley, persuaded by Kathleen and Nora, Maria goes to the spring well where she had seen the fearfulest thing while waiting for Bartley. She had seen the ghost of Michael riding on the grey pony with new clothes and shoes, chasing Bartley, who was riding on the red mare. This is the most horrifying sight. Seeing this fearfulest sight, she felt so choked that she could not utter a word, and was reminded of the tragic vision Bride Dara had seen. Bride Dara had a vision that her dead husband had taken her child in his arms. It was a sight of the approaching death of the child, and in fact the child died soon after. It is the fearfulest sight because it builds up a terrible atmosphere of supernatural mystery and terror, and it forebodes the death of Bartley. Though it was an illusion caused by her troubled mind, it forebodes the impending death of Bartley. Question 33. What is the rule of fate? Answer. Tragedy is the story of exceptional suffering of the hero, and the hero suffers from some fatal flaw in his character. But this is not all about the tragic vision of life. Beyond this material world, there are some inscrutable powers which interfere with the course of action initiated by the hero and upset all his calculations and bring about his ruin. This mysterious power was called by the ancient Greeks by the name of fate or of destiny. It is a blind and relentless power that scatters joys and sorrows on man. It often masquerades as chance. I repeat it, please. It often masquerades as chance, accident, and adverse circumstances over which the hero has no control, and which plays a leading part in determining his destiny. In the modern drama, which begins with Shakespeare, this note of profound fatalism has been modified, and the role is played by the witchcrafts, ghosts, fairies, etc. In our own time, fate manifests itself as a social institution, civilization, custom, law, etc. Sometimes it is identified with forces of nature which are endowed with a sort of personality and become chief protagonists in our tragedy. Thank you friends for watching my video.